Hello and welcome and welcome and hello and hello and welcome and hello and welcome. I'd like to say good evening, greetings, salutations, welcome, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us on this extremely special edition of Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Today we want to talk Sofi Technologies Incorporated, ticker symbol is SOFI. And let me share my screen with you turds. There's just a tremendous amount going on with the stock. It's not just it's not just this crazy bull run. Everybody's saying the rug pull is coming. The rug pull is coming. I've charted this thing. I've charted it and I've charted it and I've bleached my chonies after I did, but didn't help the chart look any different. But if you actually take a look at what's happening here, this is not a shooting star, wish I may, wish I might type of pattern. If you actually take a look at the trend line, it's 35 bars, 90% move. Okay, so that's not even 3% per session. That's not any kind of insane move, between 2 and 3% average per day from a stock that's been, dramatically undervalued, held down, shorted kind of illogically. Has had sort of, 2-bit short weighing analysts just making these ridiculous calls when they were driving the stock down into the fours over and over again. Now those chickens have come home to roost, Bobby Boucher. And this stock can quite easily go to 22.88, like right about meow. Remember, it was up in the high 20s when they were, selling a fraction of the top line. They were years from a profit at the bottom line. Here's the thing I don't think people get with Sofi. This company has been dramatically underestimated. You hear a lot of people lining up just to tickle the balls of Robinhood or Nubank, and these companies are exciting. They put out a lot of new products. However, remember this. Hear me now, believe me later. Sofi has just integrated its own company with Galileo and Technesis. These things took a few years to put together. They're just starting to innovate. And I'm telling you, they have dozens of products in the pipeline. Sofi, in a couple of years, by people like, how are they going to get to these numbers Anthony Noto needs? $35 by 2027, whatever it is, to get all his stock options. In a couple of years after we see what Galileo and Noto and Sofi are going to unleash on an unsuspecting public, an unsuspecting fin-turd public, this company is not just going to be getting a hybrid valuation. This company is going to be getting a valuation that's right up in your face. I call it a hacksaw Jim Duggan valuation, where you just awkwardly put your arm up like this and you're trying to do like a victory celebration, but you just like hold your thumb like this and you're like, whoa, and you might have been kicked by a mule as a child and you're carrying around like a 5-foot 2x4, just generally running around in a pair of cutoff jean shorts, assaulting people with a 2x4. This is some type of a theater, sort of an Appalachian Shakespeare, if you will. I was a huge hacksaw Jim Duggan fan. I just like the idea of a guy with a mullet running around hitting people with a 2x4. Reminded me of how I grew up. I don't really know what that has to do with anything. But the point is, the chart keeps building support along the way. Like, if you look at what actually happened here, it gapped up and then it builds support. And every time they try to push it down, it has one of these freaking hammer candles. Every time the algo tries to lock back on and short, it just says a nuh-uh, just drive it way back up. But it consolidates repeatedly. Briefly here at 10, again here at 11. I mean, elevator almost skipped 12 and then this huge candle came, but didn't really do anything at 13, and now is looking to consolidate, I don't know, whatever you want to call this, high 13s. but it's going to bust down, 1504, and then it's coming for 2288. I just see more and more products that are, sort of this less core capital intensive lending, banking, and more on the technology side, more on the innovation side, more on the fee-based side, more on the extremely high margin side. You guys don't think Anthony Noto figures this out? That certain things have much higher, margins and are much less capital intensive than other things? You don't think a guy with that grade of hair, that type of vision? Are you guys starting to get worried that Anthony Noto's losing a little too much weight, looking a little too good? Never trust a skinny chef, and don't trust a skinny CEO either. There's not a lot of fat CEOs, fat, even though there's some talented fat guys out there. We have a reputation of being lazy and dim-witted, and we put a gallon of ranch dressing on everything. Nothing sets off a good steak like some ketchup. If you've ever seen the film Waiting with Justin Long and Ryan Reynolds, quality picture. Also features Zach Galifianakis. Also that kid from Freaks and Geeks who's really good. Amy Adams. Who else in that movie? I don't know. I can't remember anywhere. That little guy Calvin. It's like can't pee in public. I don't know. It's a pretty funny movie. It's one of those like pandemic movies you're like kind of embarrassed that you watch, but you watch. Now I have not watched Waiting 2, where they could not even get Ryan Reynolds, and it stars Calvin as the, is like the cool guy. I could only get through about 5 minutes of that one. Anyway, I'm not sure what the Waiting franchise has to do with anything, but yeah, see what these shorts are doing, guys, and it's not pretty. Of course, touchdown Danny Dolev, the baby seal himself. Hey, you guys ever notice that? Big Danny Dolev, he's a good-looking guy, but he does resemble a baby seal to a certain degree. And that's not a judgment thing. I have nothing against baby seals, but I'm just saying touchdown Danny Dolev does kind of reminiscent of a baby seal. But he's a quality analyst. Oh God, I'm an idiot. Anyway, guys, so he raises his price target from 14 to 16. Of course, strong buy. Could be the sort of the tail wagging the dog, but I completely agree. SoFi's innovating quickly. I think anybody who sort of sees the writing on the wall, anybody whose crystal balls aren't too musty, can basically see that SoFi is going to be introducing new products at a very rapid pace now. They're going to be innovating. They're built to innovate. The whole company is built to innovate at a low cost, rapidly. I mean, I could see them sort of, following like a new model, new light, constant new products in everybody's face, right up in your grill. I want to make a point about this article by the Big Sexy, my main man, Steve, my BFF, who doesn't really like me. But anyway, that's okay. The Big Sexy Fred Flintstone, writing in Seeking Alpha. Basically, when this guy talks, listen, because he doesn't write an article every week. He writes an article like once a quarter. He's a very busy man. He's an important executive. Kind of morphing into like a chubby Sam Rothstein look with those big glasses. But anyway, so the Big Sexy's back. I don't even care about what he writes because I already, I read the article. It's a great article, but I already know all this stuff, basically. Here's the point I want to make. One of the things, the leader, the fearless leader of the Canadian fin-turd mafia, young Tanner, the young Jedi, what does he talk about all the time? Total addressable market. He's like, I'm a total addressable market investor. Like if you want a company to 10x or 20x or 30x, that market has to be there unless they're going to blaze a trail like Palantir. Well, just think about this, guys. I mean, here's a point. Okay, SoFi by far the fastest growing deposits from the beginning of Q1 2022 to Q3 2024. Okay, they were getting, roughly $1 billion in deposits. and that's gone up to 25 billion. So it's a 2,000% increase. But here's my point, guys, is the market. So Chase, Chase took in 2.4 trillion in deposits. They'd actually decreased a little. They were 2.5. But my point is, they took in 100 times the deposits of SoFi. And that's just one bank. This is, for all intents and purposes, an infinite market. And look how fast SoFi is growing, but look at what a nothing burger, zero piece of the pie they are. US Bank, which is like the 5th largest bank, took in 775 billion. Okay, they took in 30 times the deposits of SoFi. So SoFi can take existing market share just by doing a better job, being more efficient, appealing more to customers. This is easy money. This is what I call surface water. I use the idiotic analogy if you didn't see it, but if you're like, hey, my goal is to get fresh water or profit or money, and a company like Palantir says, hey, I have a years-long process to drill down below the earth with a special bit, and I'm going to extract this special water and bring it up to the top, and then we got to filter it. We're going to do all this stuff to it. But at the end of the day, if it all works right and people drink the water, we're going to make an absolute shit ton of money. And then you got this other guy, call him Anthony Noto with great hair, tapping you on the shoulder. Hey, I got a huge lake of fresh water right here. We just drink right now, right from the surface. It's easy. It's easily accessible. It's not just a huge market, but it's easy to take. That's why financial education Jeremy, I don't know. His jokes write themselves, but he's like, this is the stock of a lifetime. He had some video headline out, but he's not wrong. This was, I don't know right now at 14.50 if it's the opportunity of a lifetime. I wouldn't even necessarily be buying right now. I actually would not be buying right now. It's just too much of a run. I think we are going to see some pullback, but then I think it's going to run some more. If I was just coming into the stock with no shares, I would definitely be buying because I think this is going to go much higher in the long term. I think those options are going to print. That dog is going to hunt. Anthony Noto is going to get his money. Dude, he's like Denzel in Training Day. Shot me in my ass, Jake. I didn't think you'd do it. Oh, yeah. He's like, I'll shoot you. I played high school football in the Valley, the San Fernando Valley. I'll shoot you right in the ass. Oh, you shot me in my ass, Jake. Shot me in my ass. Dude, you don't want the Armenian mafia killing you at a stoplight while you're trying to flirt with some beautiful Eastern European woman. Some other guys just surround you with, what are they doing? Oh, they're flipping pigeons. Another thing I've noticed, like just when everybody's talking about like the Diddy thing and like that Cassie tape, they say like all the guys, like the media personalities, like, oh, he beat the brakes off her. Oh, he beat the brakes off her. Like they're relishing it a little too much. It's like, oh, he beat the brakes off Cassie. He beat the brakes off her. They all use that phrase. I don't know. Dude, it's not cool. Like it's not a sport. Not playing cornhole or something. It's not skee ball. Oh, I really beat the brakes off her though. Like it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing, guys. But you guys see my point if I were to have one, which I really don't. But the fact is, SoFi can grow at 30% or 35% or 25% infinitely. Their deposits, their top line, and still in 10 years, they won't be a big part of the financial services pie. They'll still be a tiny, tiny sliver. That's why you invest in this company. Relatively easy, fast growth, good margins. That's what matters, guys. It's sector bias. Sector bias. Everybody wants AI. Everybody wants, AI chips, whatever they want. Tech. They want Amazon. They want, a bald guy with a small wiener trying to send a rocket into space to prove something to his whatever. girls who wouldn't go out with him in high school or on J-Date or whatever it is. Just run your tech company. You don't need a 747 either to get around, you asshole. Well, I have security needs. Yeah, well, fuck you. Okay? How does having a 747 with a bunch of bedrooms using all that fuel, how does that help your security? Cocksucker. You just want expensive shit. Just say, hey, I made all this money out of this big company. I just want expensive shit. So I'm going to waste as much resources as a million people because I fucking can. So fuck you all. I would at least respect you for being honest. No, I need to fly these private, it's just security concerns. Yeah, well, I don't care if you want to fly your private jet. Just don't be a lying hypocrite. You fucking assholes. Oh, I hate everybody. God, I hate my audience, especially. How's it going, guys? Welcome and hello, and welcome, hello, and welcome, guys. It is un poco mas. Now, the guys who know me from Vegas and say I'm not the fastest fat white rapper alive, I'm going to prove you wrong on a live broadcast. You proposed a couple of jams, a couple of songs that you want me to kind of do faster than the original artist. I could do them, double speed, whatever you need to prove it to you. And yes, I have put on weight since that time. And yes, that was before everything was on the internet. You douchebag. Stop trying to dig up stuff. You little detectives. Stop trying to dig up my past. Everybody has a past. You have a past. You have a past. Tommy Gunn, I know you have a past. Clap my dog. Don't even go there. Elon Musk News Network. Am I concerned about macro headwinds in 2025? Concerned about these nuts? No. What macro headwinds? The fact that they're not going to cut that fast? There are no headwinds. Be a massive, stupefying demand. Like Trump's going to cut taxes for everybody and spend like wild, blow up the deficit, massive inflation. The next president after him will get this big inflation bomb. I mean, the last time it wasn't really his fault. He was dealing with a pandemic. I mean, they just wanted to print money to keep, the world from ending. They're going to call on Bruce Willis to blow up an asteroid or something. They said, nah, let's just print money, PPP stuff. I'm not blaming Trump for that. I'm just saying it's like, like Democrats spend like drunken sailors and Republicans spend like drunken sailors, but cut the hell out of taxes. So it kind of ends up worse for the actual debt. Got to get this debt under control. I know they were talking about Elon Musk had a plan for the debt, but I haven't had a chance to read the details. Been basically working all day, guys. Working. Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome and hello and welcome. Saw it was on VHS. It's out there. You guys find my stuff. Shut the fuck up about it. I was a Z-list celebrity back in the 90s. Didn't take. Graham Colstock. What's going on, Graham? It's Joel Madsen. Let's go. We got Sleepless Gang here. We got the Insomniac specials. We got Fonz G. Peace and love from NYC. What's up, Fonz G? We got the Beard Gang, the Beard Mafia, the Bookers. We got Joel Madsen in the house. He is taking a break from My Chemical Romance to join us. No, well, I mean, I think right now it kind of is close to its fair value, but you have to see what is fair value. I mean, I just don't even think this company's gotten rolling yet. The wheel strategy it's not even in its infancy yet. It hasn't even started to work yet. So in that sense, given the potential, and I have to value things by the potential when management executes like these guys do. These guys crush more than Big Pun. And dude was huge. Yeah. So yeah, I do agree with you in what the real fair value is, taking everything into account, the intangibles. They never take into account the intangibles. We got Hoodie Embiid. When dividend though? Nah, not for a long time, but probably 10 years at least. You don't want this company paying a dividend. I mean, most of the big tech companies still aren't paying dividends, and a lot of these big tech companies don't make that much money, like Apple does. But some quarters, things are getting a little bit thinner. Like Netflix making money hand over fist right now. I remember when SoFi was around 7, and you were shouting, "Yeah, no, Nader, because you know why, Nader? Because I wanted you guys to double your money. I was gonna, 4x my money anyway." Options, my shares are free, guys. I flipped this thing. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. I got 20 kookaroos. I think that was P. Diddy in that movie, Get Him to the Greek, was it? Like I'm a be all right. I got 20. How many kookaroos I got? I got 21 kookaroos. I have to say, this is like not trying to excuse the sex trafficking and all the other horrible, heinous crimes, but he wasn't too bad in that role. Sergio, was it? He was like chasing him down the strip, and his dad was there. There was all kinds of weirdness. Doing a bunch of blow in Vegas. Why not? But anyway, yeah, those movies will go down like OJ. You saw like OJ and the police, the Frank Drebin movies, and kind of when you watch it now, it's like, OJ. I see OJ, man. He looks scared. There's cops all up in this piece. Like call from Al Cowlings. Like I need communications right now with Al Cowlings. What the fuck? What was that, dude? That you guys are probably all mostly too young to remember that slow speed Bronco chase. Jesus. What's up? Remember, yeah, I was trying to tell people, I was trying to tell people in the 4 or 5s too. I was buying a ton of shares. I bought a lot. This stock's been very, very good to me. I knew people who were talking about Nodo, who were saying, "Look, this guy way back at Goldman Sachs, they knew of him, knew his reputation, that he's considered like a financial deal-making genius, that he knows everybody." And I was like, started taking a really close look at this company. I was like, given the trajectory, why do they keep hitting this thing? Why are they shorting it? Because it was a SPAC, because student loans. I could see why they started trying. Sometimes I could see why they start shorting a stock, but I can define a point where if I was short, I would stop shorting. I would say, okay, this doesn't make sense anymore. But shorts are not the best critical thinkers. When presented with new evidence, they often do not recalibrate, change their algos, change their way of thinking, change their thesis. They just brush it off, plow ahead, and go, hey, I'm going to keep shorting this stock. And I'm sure they made money on SoFi because, anytime there's a high amount of retail interest in the stock, it's very easy to push that stock and push those retail investors around. Having said that, institutional ownership is actually, above an all-time high. So you take a look, 536 million shares, institutional ownership. Here's the graph. So you see, like, it's not even close. The high was, here. So that's obviously just a massive jump. Now I know people are talking about, hey, some of those shares are owned by shorts. Some making straddle plays. One of the companies I like to see is Jane Street. They have 17.5 million shares calls, only 7 million puts, 5.5 million long shares. So it looks to me like they're involved in some kind of an extremely bullish trade. A National Bank of Canada increased their shares 75%, whatever that's worth. But you just see either neutral or green. You don't really see any red positions. And you like to see these filings. VanEck Sectors Buzz, Second Line Capital. This trimmed a bit here, but that's a small position. Now, Davenport Small Cap Focus Fund, 2 million shares. That's a brand new position. Even Barclays, who has traditionally been quite bearish on this stock in terms of options, at least in the filings that I can recall off the top of my head. They have calls now, 3.4 million calls to only 200,000 puts. And they increased their calls, and that's a new put position, but I think that's just more hedging than anything. You see these other funds, CF Jacks, Calvert, US large cap value. So already getting into large cap funds, mid cap funds. This is why it was so important to move the stock up over that sort of doldrums 5, 6, 7. I mean, nobody wanted to buy that shit down there. It's just the bottom line. I mean, that's probably why they pushed it down so long, is because they could play shenanigans with things. But I think that senior secured note deal, that cap call deal, where basically it forecasts to the whole market, hey, the market gods are pushing this thing up to 14, 15 bucks, and sooner than later, because that's how they inflict max pain on the rest of you short weighing turds that have just been shorting the stock illogically for some time. And speaking of short wing turds, let's take a look at max pain on the SoFi stock. Max pain this week sitting at $13. I don't know why that's freaking out like that. The site gets a little glitchy sometimes. Yeah, there's the volume. So a lot of calls for this week at 15, ton of calls. Quite a few at 1550, in fact, 6,000 contracts, and then a ton of, not a ton, I said that's not a huge amount of volume for SoFi, but it's significant. And then puts for it. So, I would have to expect, just eyeballing this, how this rally's been going, the momentum we're seeing, I would expect the stock to close the week, I don't know, something right around like 1480. Unless we see some, bad economic news. The problem is inflation, the market gets too exuberant. It's really good, but then it kind of, it's a double-edged sword, because that exuberance, the, increased economic activity will lead to, less reduction in inflation, less interest rate cuts, which will lead to less demand for SoFi's products. So kind of an equilibrium that tends to balance itself out, I think, over time, at least. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. It's like John Candy said in the movie Splash, when he was throwing down change to then bend down, pick it up, and try to look up women's skirts. Said, when something works for me, I stick with it. A sleepy hello from the great Steven Zunker. They let him out of his bunker just briefly. I don't know why this damn monitor is not working. Pay so much money for this crap and it still doesn't work. It's depressing. Anyway, Oleg Alexandrov, morning in Ireland, 6:30 here. Good way, great way to start the day. It's un poco mas. Better than a strong cup of coffee and a kick in the nuts. I'll tell you that much for right now. And twice a day on Sunday, you freaking turns. We got Nader Garashi. I'm waiting for the buy Neo scream as well. Maybe it will shake the price up. I don't care if you guys buy Neo. The borrowing is on tilt. 420 million shares borrowed, 195 million shorted. The ramp is coming. The Chinese government may as well be in there building the fucking cars. That's how bad they want Neo to do well, in my opinion. I'm going to be rolling my covered calls because I don't have college. Yep. You're going to be rolling those for a while, man. You better, get yourself a tire, just kind of sit in it and just roll yourself down a hill like some of those YouTube videos. SoFi at 1476. Yep, it's Independence Day for SoFi, 1476. Free at last. Thank God. Free at last. 20 before the end of the year. It's quite possible, Imran. It is quite possible, good sir. Steve is up in the mountains. What's up, Steve? Nothing much, man. Everything's pretty good. Just trying to do a little SoFi video. I haven't talked. I mean, everybody's talking about it. So I'm talking about every YouTuber with a bottle of hair dyes jumping on the bandwagon and talking SoFi. A lot of people are like, oh, you're just pumping. There's no way it's going to run like this. It's just a bank. It's book value. It's three. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You had no vision for what this company actually is. You didn't understand what, Galileo and Technesis allow them to be able to do in terms of adding products whenever they want for very low additional cost. I mean, they already paid for this stuff. Oh, fuck your macro headwinds, Elon, you sack of shit. No, I don't know. My concern about macro headwinds. What are you, a fucking AI chatbot? Excuse me, our next question is from Douglas McIntyre with IMAX News. Like, are you concerned about macro headwinds heading into the new year? I'm going to answer that by eating a chicken quesadilla and leaving. We got Michael James Reagan, fair value, and yet I'm enjoying Palantir. Yeah, I mean, fair value, you could tell me whatever you want to tell me, but momentum bull run is a momentum bull run. It doesn't care about fair value. People just want to own the shares. People just want to sniff the bleachers. They want to say, hey, I sniffed these bleachers, and people sat here. And that's it. 90s ska band would be my best guess. Which 90s ska band? Buck 09. You want to hear? All the while said to me, she said to me, it's all right. All that I could say, all that I could do, it wasn't enough to change my mind about what I thought of you. So confused. 2022 was a down year for the overall market. What you talking about, Willis? The liquidity has lag effect. Let's see. 2022 was a down year. Was it? I'd have to look. I made money. I don't know. The liquidity has a lag effect on what? On the stock market, on the economy. I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, especially during a pandemic, but there's a long lag effect. We're still feeling it. I think there's even with the high interest rates, there was a lot of liquidity. People never stopped spending. Hey, thanks, Daniel Went. I appreciate it. That wasn't about Jeff Bezos. That definitely wasn't about Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. Yes! Like, I do a whole bit on that. It's hilarious. Well, at least I think it is. Most other people hate it, but what do you know? My sense of humor is an acquired taste, and it's often never acquired. It's rejected. It's like an organ transplant. How are my jokes like a transplanted organ? They're widely rejected by most audiences. Let's see. Shout out to Val Kilmer and Willow. Willow Upgood. Favorite Val Kilmer movie? Oh my God, Val Kilmer. I mean, man, Val Kilmer's been a lot of good roles. I don't know. What's that one where he's like he's like the cool guy, and there's like the college student. That's not Weird Science, is it? That's pretty good. I don't know. Isn't that spy movie with Elizabeth Shue? I don't think that's that great. You gotta love Tombstone. Heat. I mean, man, he's really good in Heat. I mean, of course, I love my Al Pacino. But she had a great ass, and you had your head way up in it. Hooah! Change my answer to Tombstone. I will do, D-Dub. Big D-Dub. 10-gallon hat. And every bit his opinion is big. Let's see. We got Brennan here from Step Brothers. It's Top Secret. Oh, yeah, Top Secret. That's it. Yeah, that was a good movie, man. That was like from when I was a kid. But yeah, no, he's pretty good. I don't know. I like Val Kilmer. He had like throat cancer. Is he still around? I hope so. I think he is. He played a good Jim Moore. Yeah, no, the Doors movie. Good one, Tommy Gunn. That was a really good movie. I have not seen that in a long time. I totally forgot about that one. That's why I say we have the most intelligent audience in all of YouTurd. All of YouTurd. You guys are the best. Dude, I have been on tour with Jelly Roll. It's been great. Been eating a lot of hoagies. Let's see. Shorts left chat. Val Kilmer was invested in Sofi. I hope not. Playing the bass, slapping the bass. Anyway, guys. I don't know. I say I don't have anything more. I didn't have anything in the first place. I just like clicked on some websites and blabbered some bad impressions, and I don't know. That was about it. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been happening. It shows really suck without Naughty Lurker and Alberto Berti-Aviles. We have nobody, threatening anybody, banning anybody, shaving their head while they propose topics and text me on the bat phone. I'm naked out here. I'm all alone. He's all alone out there. He's all alone. He's all alone, Brennan. So, anyway, yeah, SoFi victory lap. It's not a victory lap. It's just like stocks go up and stocks go down. You have to buy them low, sell them high if you want to sell. Or I think a SoFi stock is one you can definitely hold forever. I people are asking me, should I sell and try to buy on a pullback? That's up to you. If you feel confident enough that you know when it's going to top, I don't think it's at the top yet at all, even temporarily. I think it's, options are saying it's going to go higher. I'm saying it's going to go higher. A million idiotic youturders with dyed hair saying it's going to go higher. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people know anything. They think, oh, if you have a lot of money, you know everything. It's not the case. It's not the case at all. I know rich people who don't know shit. And I know poor people who are smart as fuck. Just drink too much light beer. Hey, it's Tuesday. I'm just going to drink a couple of light beers. Just going to have 5 or 6 beers and tear out. Hey, good plan. Yeah, man, we're just going to have an easy day. Got to get up early in the morning for work. Just going to have a 12-pack of hams, maybe head down to bowling alley, a couple of Boilermakers, bowl a couple of frames, maybe head out with the boys. Just nice, easy, relaxing night. Nice, easy Tuesday. Oh, God. So I don't know. Like I said, didn't have anything in the first place. Don't have anything now. But sometimes nothing is a pretty cool hand. You guys take care. Peace. I'm out.